It is the not-too-distant future. Here, the mighty country known as America has fallen like all great empires throughout history. Its 50 states broken into private territories after what was called the Techno-Industrial Civil Wars. With Wall Street in shambles, the government bankrupt, and technological corporate giants running unorthodox takeovers, Neo-America was born. Bullzeye. Freak classification, Synthoid. Bullzeye has been around for years and was bred so well that he still hasn't had to have a cybernetic replacement grafted onto him. He was originally created as a prototype soldier clone by Microgene and has since fought many times in the battle pits. Bullzeye is a survivor. He has a very militant attitude and relishes in the prospects of victory. Bullzeye has a special connection to an ambassador of the Secret Games Commission and is convinced that the games are the only way to reunify Neo-America. While his only purpose is to serve as a champion, he feels his mission is worth the risks he takes at each conflict. He prides himself in his ability to overcome the opponent and be the best there is. He knows what he is, but deep inside, in a corner of his mind, lies the secret desire to be a real human. Delta. Freak classification, Synthoid. Delta is a female champion for the current state of Indiana/Michigan. She was created by Detroit's General Genetics GI Corps. Her specialty is speed and is touted as one of the fastest freaks on the game circuit. Delta is young and idealistic for a biodrive-operated freak and is rumored to have friends in the underground. She is constantly under surveillance because of her suspected connections to the Resistance, but still proves a valuable player for the state conglomerate. She has battled Minatek before and lost an arm, but instead of opting for a cybernetic-enhanced weapon attachment, chose a prosthetic to keep her natural body form. Because of her incredible winning track, she gets many perks. Minatek. Freak classification, Dozer. The freak known as Minatek was one of the first synthoids created by Microgene for the battle pits. He helped them win Kentucky and Illinois at one time. Throughout the many battles, his regeneration qualities disintegrated, and he was enhanced with cybernetic weaponry. He is one of the oldest champions, and just before graduating to Dozer status, was purchased by Missouri, where he was further altered by Anheuser Robotics Company. While nearly invincible due to his state-of-the-art armor and weaponry, Minatek secretly wishes to join the underground after the traumatic procedures he's experienced. He serves as a reminder to some freaks as what will eventually happen to them as they continue service in the games. Minatek has been reprimanded several times after biodrive scans showed that he was thinking of going rebel. Anheuser Robotics Company is currently working to perfect a free will nullifying biodrive. But because of Microgene's accomplishment with Sabotage, they've been beaten to the punch. Psyclown. Freak classification, Synthoid. Psyclown battles exclusively for the state of Illinois. He was created by a small but quickly growing cloning lab called Duplications Unlimited, a subsidiary of the state's largest GI Corps, Chicago Technetics. Psyclown's biodrive programming purposely keeps his adrenaline supply in a state of constant flow and regeneration. His senses are so enhanced that paired with the adrenaline rush, he's on the edge of sanity. While it is commonly known that Psyclown is a clone, there is a rumor in the inner circles of the underground GI Corps resistance that he's a direct clone of the dead son of Duplications Unlimited's CEO. In the midst of his prevailing hyper-insanity, Psyclown has allowed enough of his mind to carry a goal: to ultimately punish the man directly responsible for his creation and the creation of all Duplications Unlimited clones, DU's founder and CEO. Purge. Freak classification: Retro. Purge is champion of the games created by New Cell Incorporated in close association with their Pyrotechnique division. New Cell's biodrives have had the best track record of all the GI Corps so far. Purge never was a straight synthoid to begin with. His cybernetic attachments were grafted just after his birth. Purge represents Utah, which was quickly taken over by Microgene's rebellious subsidiary, New Cell. This created an incredible rivalry between Texas and Utah. Microgene has tried to battle for the right to own Purge since he was created with proprietary information that New Cell stole when they broke away and purchased Utah. But the Chief Games Commissioner has not recognized any claim to him. Purge is one of the fiercest freaks because of his high intellect and loyalty to the games. He has a kamikaze sensibility programmed in him, and that lack of fear has worked to the misfortune of many an opponent. Sabotage. Freak classification: Unknown. Sabotage is a hired mercenary bounty hunter, currently working for the Chief Games Commissioner, a public face for the Secret Games Commission. She has been hunting Zipperhead and other known rebels for some time. Sabotage uses a spike blaster and has come very close to catching Zipperhead, as the spikes in his torso prove. She is rough, tough, agile, and focused on her targets. Sabotage's background includes a 2-year service with the Nevada-California State Conglomerate Police Force, where she was legally enhanced for the Violent Crime Department. After her term ended, she was hired as a freelance agent to catch true breeds, people who have honed their fighting skills and illegally entered conflicts with freaks and rogue freaks. What Sabotage and the player doesn't know is that she's an advanced prototype synthoid made by DNA Advancement Laboratories. In a twisted sort of way, she is blood with her fiercest opponent, Zipperhead. Ssapo. Freak classification: Mutate Retro. Ssapo was a secret attempt by an underground renegade faction of New Mexico to create a champion that would give them freedom from the Texas Annex. The cloning procedures were expected to produce the most fierce champion ever, a creature with the killing advantage: limb-shredding teeth, incredible strength, skull-crushing hands, and super speed. The monstrosity was further enhanced with cybernetic weaponry. When finished, the scientists thought it looked like a toad because of its odd features and green skin. Thus, the Spanish name Ssapo was given to the creature. While Ssapo's intellect is not very high, the biodrive in his skull is all he needs to battle, as moves and skills are downloaded into his neural path, another first for the small group of rebel scientists. Ssapo was granted admission into the games, and New Mexico won its independence from Microgene's Texas conglomerate. Zipperhead. Freak classification: Retro. Zipperhead was a synthoid champion whose career came to a drastic turn after a battle with Bullzeye, in which he lost both hands and forearms. He was then moved to retro status, with the addition of cybernetic weaponry replacing his lost tissue. Knowing that the next step of evolution for a freak was to eventually become a dozer, Zipperhead experienced a breakdown and vowed revenge on Bullzeye and the system that created him. He ripped out the biodrive in his skull, freeing himself from the influence and control of the GI Corps that owned him. He then went underground. Zipperhead was originally a manufactured soldier by one of Microgene's biggest competitors, DNA Advancement Laboratories. Their first prototype models experienced biodrive complications, with a faulty drive often leading to independent thought. Zipperhead's rebellious actions have been blamed on this imperfection, but DNA AL has improved their drives immensely since Zipperhead's high-profile folly.